Well, good morning. Today's December 6th. My name is Reagan. What's happening in the world? I don't know how we got here. Actually, I do, but we're here, and now that I'm protected against the T-virus, lobbies and borders started closing again. Yes, we began the week with COVID 2.0, and Japan and Australia locking down its borders.
Tonight, the Omicron variant on the move, with cases detected in roughly 40 countries and at least 13 states in the U.S. Health officials warning expect the numbers to climb.
Many other countries would follow suit soon by the end of the week. I mean, Delta is already wiping out 1,100 of us a day. That's busloads of people. And here comes the Omicron. Yes, by Saturday night, it was practically in every state, spreading fast. Connecticut, Washington, New Jersey, and several more in New York City by the weekend. This thing is crazy fast, y'all. We won't get the full data sheet in a few weeks in terms of vaccine protection. However, Harvard claims that Moderna is slightly better in terms of protection from COVID-19 than Pfizer. Scientists again are urging the world leaders to immediately shut down coal-fired power plants to save our habitat and save millions of lives, published in the Journal of Nature and Climate Change. Also this week, researchers announced a discovery of an ancient mammoth tusk found 10,000 feet deep in the ocean. And researchers from the University of Maine are trying to produce potatoes that can withstand rising temperatures, because that's a thing. It's nearly 70 degrees here in December in Arkansas. Okay. Merriam-Webster says the word of the year is, wait for it, vaccine. Okay. And get this, the word of last year was, just guess, I'll give you a second, pandemic. Right, you got that. How truly creative. Astonishing. But let's change gears. Check out this rare picture of a polar bear eating a reindeer, which it chased into the water. This is a stark indicator of climate change when polar bears start eating reindeers. How about that, Coca-Cola? Another discovery this week was a mummy estimated to be between 800 and 1200 years old has been unearthed by archaeologists in Peru at a site near the country's capital in the city of Lima. Canada is tapping into its strategic reserves for maple syrup, and Jack Dorsey is stepping down as the CEO of Twitter. Do we care? England is going back into emergency mode because of the rise of Omicron, and the scientists who created the first living robot life forms known as xenobots can now reproduce in a way not seen in plants and animals. So basically, we're gods now. Formed from the stem cells of African clawed frog, Xenopus laevis, from which it takes its name, xenobots are less than a millimeter wide. The tiny blobs were first unveiled in 2020 after experiments showed that they can now move, work together in groups, and self-heal. Barbados has now become its own republic, separating from English rule, which it had for decades. Of course, there was that sophomore student who opened up fire at Oxford High. 4 dead, 8 injured. The kid was 15. His parents went on the run. They eventually caught them and are being charged with attempted murder and aiding and abetting, among other things. Moving on. Scientists are racing to figure out the Omicron. Again, more countries locked down. France and Canada went into lockdown as well. Consumer confidence fell to a 9-month low, but do you care? Do you really care? Do you really care? Do you care? That's okay, don't worry, because Musk says that the Raptor engine production is a disaster that puts SpaceX at risk of bankruptcy. So we might be stuck on this shithole burning together. Isn't that lovely? NATO warns of a high price if Russia invades Ukraine among meetings that took place virtually all week. And a new study published, climate change is making one of the world's strongest currents flow faster. This coming from a news release on November 29th, the University of California, San Diego said that the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, the only ocean current that circumnavigates the planet, is speeding up. For the first time, scientists are able to tell that this is happening by taking advantage of a decades-long set of observational records. It sure helps to be observant, doesn't it? China has for the first time become the single greatest focus for MI6, with its chief warning that the risk is real of a miscalculation by Beijing through underestimating the Western resolve to push back, which we will. Wednesday was National AIDS Day, and literally on the same day the CDC confirms the first case of Omicron variant in California.
The first case confirmed in California, a traveler who returned from South Africa 3 days before Thanksgiving. That person vaccinated but hadn't gotten the booster yet.
California. California, yes, I'm in California. You are calling a toll line, I'm in California. Turkey got walloped by a megastorm that killed at least 4. And there was this crazy ass Norwegian YouTuber who dove into ice lakes and drank vodka who died 5 days after he said he wasn't dead. India's schools shut down once again, this time indefinitely, over pollution problems. It's been the most polluted November ever there. Sounds like a great place to move your kids to. We learned on Thursday that Omicron might spread all over the US in 6 to 8 weeks, and I got boosted promptly. Alec Baldwin is still in denial and can't admit that he pulled the trigger even though he did. 1 in 29 people worldwide needs humanitarian assistance, the United Nations says on Thursday, as the climate crisis, COVID, and conflicts sue. Man, the 2020s are a joy, aren't they? Congress narrowly avoided a shutdown by Friday, and they approved a bill to fund the government through February 18th. 80% of South Koreans are fully vaccinated, but they're having a surge now. Russia has over 100,000 troops built up on the Ukrainian border, and the AP News has reported that they might have intentions to invade Ukraine in early 2022.
What will you do to prevent Russia from invading Ukraine? The AP is reporting that they're expected to potentially invade in 2022.
We're aware of Russia's actions for a long time, and my expectation is we're going to have a long discussion.
Do you accept Putin's red line on Ukraine? Do you accept Putin's red line on Ukraine?
I don't accept anybody's red line.
There was a high-profile abortion case that would have essentially overturned Roe versus Wade, but I'm not sure what happened to that. Maybe you guys could look into that. The ISS had to literally swerve out of the way from space debris. Do you know how to fly a space station? I bet not. No, you're a fucking moron. It's December and it hasn't snowed in Denver yet, in fact. Winter heat waves break records in 4 U.S. states. Wednesday brought the hottest December weather on record for Montana, Wyoming, Washington State, and North Dakota. Stocks and cryptocurrencies all sold off Friday instead of going up. They were supposed to go up. Okay? Thousands of protesters blocked roads and bridges in Serbia in opposition to a $2.4 billion lithium mining operation sequestered by the government there. Sao Paulo and other countries canceled their New Year's celebrations. Not like that's going to stop people. And Maui had their second blizzard, because that's totally normal. Chris Cuomo got terminated. That was an era during the COVID that we all saw. Across the ocean, military vehicles in Myanmar drove into a crowd and fired who were protesting the Myanmar coup, which began in February. And to top it all off, now we have a humanoid machine. This is truly the future we're living in. Okay guys, thanks for watching. This has been your weekly update. You know I try to keep track of everything. My name is Reagan. This is what's happening in the world. Slap that like, hit subscribe, go to my Patreon or the PayPal is so much easier. Every dollar helps. This is a full-time project. I'm going to be doing week by week, month by month,
year by year.
Because you want to stay informed, right? You want to know what the hell is happening in the world. Of course you do. Okay guys, thanks for watching. You mean a lot to me, and I'll catch up with you soon. Have a good week. Peace.